Recording in progress. Good morning. We are
Hello, hello.
hello. So we're here with Tiffany. She is with BHAM Real Estate Co. in Bellingham, Washington. So Tiffany, explain to me your job position there and what you do on the back side of that to keep things afloat and moving because you guys are in a fast-paced market at this point in time. So how do you keep up and explain your job a little bit?
Absolutely. So I joined what was then the Cohen Group, a team at another brokerage back in 2019. So it's been coming up on 6.5 years with Leo and Chris and the rest of the team.
That went by
I became
fast.
a right, and some days a little bit slower. I became a managing broker in 2022. So I've been licensed since the beginning of my real estate career, but I became a managing broker 3.5 years ago now and have
Mhm.
continued that licensing. I work as an administrator for the brokerage in general, but more specifically, my job is the director of marketing. I lead a three-person on staff team who do a lot of videography, social media, newsletter writing, projects, events for our brokers as well as for the brokerage as a whole. We consider ourselves to be a boutique brokerage in the sense that we have a very low agent to admin ratio or very high admin to broker ratio. We have four full-time admins and just five full-time sales brokers here at the firm. So we're a very small company. And yet, over the course of this year, our team has consistently been in the top 10 for production by office in terms of the number of transactions closed this year. I was really expecting that more and more firms would catch up or supersede us just because we only have five full-time brokers. But as
Yeah.
of the end of the third quarter, we're still in that top 10 for our city and top 15 right around there for our county.
Exactly. But what you do for the brokerage and for the agents themselves, you are basically the marketing director for everything they do for their listings, on the social media, print
Mm-hmm.
material, all of that. So you take a good chunk of the time from them that they would
Mm-hmm.
have to spend to do this, and all they're allowed to do, well, not all they're allowed to do, but they go out. It allows them more time to do what they do best. So you
Exactly.
can take that, and you love this job. So you can take
Mm-hmm.
that, run with it, get creative, and then they have more time to get out and do the real estate part of it. So that
Exactly.
yes, so
The
that fills out a
the
lot of time.
It does. The more that I was able to template and systematize over the course of the first 4 years on the job has really been what made this year we passed 100 and I think we're at 110 homes closed year to date right now,
Nice job.
which
Nice
is our
job.
biggest year so far with such a small team. And having those templates and those systems in place from the first
Mhm.
couple years of figuring it out and doing 40 homes in a year or 60 homes in a year,
Yes.
that's the only way we can handle the volume that we do right now. And
Yeah.
we realized early on we wanted me to do more of a concierge, very personal touch type of role. And then we realized that's really the meat of the relationship that our brokers have
Yes.
with their clients. They should be doing the very in person, meeting people for coffee, doing those key handoffs, checking in with people at their home anniversaries. So the more that I can do behind the scenes so that they have time to do negotiations and to meet with people in
Hmm.
person, the more I can continue facilitating their relationship without coming in and jeopardizing that relationship by putting
Correct.
myself in the middle of it.
Hmm. So what do you do? Give me an example, especially now with everything going AI. Everything
Mm-hmm.
is super big into AI, and you have this amazing creative side in AI, and you are kind of but not really buddies.
Nope, I am a loud and proud Luddite when it comes to all things AI. I only use ChatGPT as an experiment and then I get sort of queasy and move on, right? I use it occasionally just to see what it's up to these days.
Yes.
And then I'm like, that's disgusting. We need to get out of here. Um,
How do you keep your creative side alive when you're doing this? Because as the market changed, people want up-to-date things, have them look
mhm.
really sexy. So
Yep.
how do you keep up on that?
Yes, so our team has had the same core values since we formed our core values list in 2018, which is even before I joined the team. And then I took a hold of those core values and said, any media that we do, any marketing that we do has to follow these core values. One of them is authenticity, and another one is team. Team meaning we work together, but also we highlight our admins as well as our brokers, that sort of thing.
Mhm.
Authenticity is the realness that who you see online or who you see on our website is the same person you're meeting with. And so my philosophy as soon as the AI boom happened a couple of years ago is if you didn't say it, if you can't say it in real life, I'm not going to make a video that shows you saying it. If you
Correct.
can't write it in person, I'm not going to send an email that has you writing it. If I'm not going to say something is you if it's not.
Yes.
There's some blending with that when it comes to things like ghost writing or writing captions for social media, but that's me as a human or Taylor as a human
Uh-huh.
getting to know our broker styles and facilitating those services for them. It's not a robot taking their patterns and coming off, as much as them as the robot possibly can. So we want to keep that human authenticity with every single thing that we do. And even as our team has done a lot even at the same time as our team has done a lot with social media and a lot with video production, we do about 300 to 400 videos per year that go out on our social media. They're all real videos right here in Bellingham using footage, including drone, that our team takes. So we have 2 full-time videographer and community marketing professionals who do a wonderful job with all of that. And Taylor ropes in our brokers to go out on the street and do questions with people out on the street at local festivals and events, or do pop-bys at local restaurants. And so we have so much opportunity to do things that are real and genuine and in person, that doing stuff with AI it doesn't fit, and it kind of is not necessary because we're already doing so much.
Yeah, you guys have a lot of fun doing what you're doing. I mean, you have, I've seen your pictures and posts of, Max flying off the swings or, something along
Exactly.
those
And it was
lines.
real. It really happened. And we happened to have that clip. He comes launching off the swing. His keys fell out of his pocket. His wallet fell out. His phone had already fallen out earlier. And this was part of our park series. And
Yeah.
I was able to take that 12-second video clip that happened to be on my phone, pull screen grabs from it, and make memes without having to AI generate any of it. And
Yeah.
then when people see our final parks video that shows them on the swings and so kind of shows where that clip is from, there's a confirmation this is real. This person was really there. They really know our parks. They really know our city.
Yeah.
There's a trustworthiness that is shown in that
Definitely a
type of
connection.
marketing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely a connection. It's more so of a connection because they feel like they can trust you and they know you. And
Mm-hmm.
I think with real estate, especially, well, any business, but real estate especially, it's a relationship business. And
Yes.
if you can't click with somebody or get their trust, they're probably not going to use you.
And if someone comes across one way online and then you meet them in person and they feel different, there's an automatic disconnect there. So that's why we don't do fancy dress days on social media. Our headshots are kind of what we wear day to day anyways. We
Mhm.
just are ourselves.
And you're fun and creative. So I did see your social post that said get to know our agents through emojis,
Yes.
and I loved it.
That was all
So
Taylor. She was fantastic.
that's great. So tell me a little bit about thinking outside the box and
Mhm.
shifting markets.
Yes. So one of the things that we've always tried to do is look outside of what the real estate marketing trends are. I receive newsletters from like content creators and advisors in the real estate space. So I get ideas from that as well. But I'm also looking outside the real estate space for how we do our marketing and how we connect with people. Because at the end of the day, it's a relationship business, and so are most sales industries. So that's one way we try to keep things fresh or current, is just by staying personal and staying in front of people at the same time as we continue building out our digital world and our digital reach. So we work with a lot of people who are coming in from out of state. So we create a lot of content that is about getting to know our area, about touring our area, kind of showing ourselves as those local experts.
Hmm.
But then we also host in-person events for people who are right here and engaging further in the community once they've moved to this area.
Yes, you do. You
Also,
do
I
have
completely forgot what your question was.
that was it. You did fine. So, because it's a fast-paced moving market all the time, your creativity, you have to keep on top of everything. So, how big is educating yourself on what is coming down the pike so you can stay ahead of it?
I I waffle on this, I'll be honest, because there are times where I feel like I have to stay abreast of everything that's happening. I have to know what's going on with NAR. I have to know what's going on in the digital marketing space. I have to
Hmm.
know all of these things all at once. And then sometimes at the end of the day, I go, okay, Tiffany, at the end of the day, we sell houses in Bellingham, Washington. We're not doing this. We don't need to become this global leader. I don't need to become a thought leader that writes for Inman. I don't need all these other things that kind of drive to be the best could push me towards. I want my team to sell houses right here in Bellingham for really good people, and have that relationship with really good people who are the clients that they're working with. And so at the same time as I want to stay up on what's going on, I also want to continue hammering home the fundamentals
Yeah.
and not letting our team get distracted by silver bullets, whether it's chat GPT this year, whether it was the iBuyer whole thing that was blowing up 3 years ago, whether it's the market's going to crash one year or whether the market's blowing up another year. We're sticking with the fundamentals that we are in a relationship based business that is mitigated both online and in person and being really strong on both of those sides.
I love it. I love it. And it's very true. So as long as you have the trust and the relationship with people, then you're going to do just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what do you have coming in the future for anybody who's watching, who's looking to move to Bellingham? What kind of fun things do you guys have planned coming up?
Ooh, anyone
Because I
coming
know
up to
you're all over
Bellingham?
this.
One thing I'm working on for next year is a series of educational panels. So I don't know how fun that is for some folks, but if you're in the nerdier side of things or want to learn about development in Bellingham, ADUs, infill, some of those learning about more of the issues that are affecting housing in our community. I want to be attending more of those next year, as well as hosting some of those, ideally at our own office space, but we'll see about that. And then, as always, our Live Bellingham Now platform is where my coworker Taylor, who is the queen of all things community here,
Yeah,
is
she's
keeping
amazing.
everyone updated on all the regional festivals, all the local events that we have going on, whether or not it's the smaller ones that our team is actually hosting or these large, I mean, just glorious community festivals that we have here each year. And then also the smaller community events day to day. That's all happening at Live Bellingham Now.
Perfect. And then you guys are also big into giving back to your community. So tell
Yes.
me a little bit about the different communities and different types of things that you do.
Absolutely. So, for the first 7 years as a company, we donated a portion of the proceeds for every commission check to a specific international charity that provides clean water in areas that do not have sustainable sources of clean water. This last year, we decided to pivot slightly and we divided the year into the 4 quarters. We still donate the donation dollars from the first quarter, still go to Charity Water. It's a wonderful organization. And then this last year, we also are making donations to 3 other local nonprofits. So, in our second quarter, we donated a couple of $1,000s to Paper Whale Arts, which is a local cultural
Oh,
accelerator. They do music and art festivals. They commission local murals. They really have supported a lot of artists in our area and made Bellingham a cultural hub for murals and other types of art.
oh, that's very cool.
Yeah, and we, as a team, we voted on who we were supporting at the beginning of this year, so it was very much a group decision. Our second quarter, or excuse me, our third quarter beneficiary was United Way of Whatcom County.
Mhm.
They're a chapter of the larger United Way, but the United Way of Whatcom County specifically focuses on financial insecurity and financial stability issues here in our community. So,
Okay.
obviously, very relevant to anyone who works in housing. And then for the
Mhm.
fourth quarter, we unanimously decided on the Bellingham Food Bank for a number of reasons, but this year has been economically very challenging for many in our community, and the food
Yeah.
bank is supporting more and more people. So, all of our fourth quarter donations will be going that direction. And
Oh,
then in
fantastic.
2026, we'll decide on a new set of nonprofits. So
Oh,
those
I
are our
love it.
quarterly donations. And then we just are wrapping up now our Nonprofit November series. This is our third year of doing that, where Taylor goes and interviews executive directors of 4 to 5 of our local nonprofits and produces a completely free of charge kind of interview meets mini documentary about them and about their work. So the fourth one is rolling out this weekend, should be tomorrow.
I love it.
And then in the spring, we do an annual fundraiser for one local nonprofit. This last year was with the Max Higbee Center, which is a recreation space for young adults and adults with developmental disabilities. We do a Star Wars trivia fundraiser, and next year we're switching it over and we're doing a Marvel theme. So it'll be
Oh,
a good time.
oh, that's going to be great. You guys always come up with the best themes too, so that's going to be a lot of
And I
fun.
mean, honestly, Taylor crushes those events. She is just a phenomenal event planner, and it is a joy to show up and have a good time.
I bet she puts her heart and soul into it, and she does a
Mhm.
great job. So, well, thank you so much for taking time to meet with me today. I really appreciate it, and kudos to you because you're part of a team that's basically the backbone of that company, and you do a lot of behind the scenes. But without you, the agents could do the work, but it certainly would take up a
Mhm.
lot more time, and it probably wouldn't look nearly as fancy. So, but thank you again so much for taking time to meet with me. And this is going to be, this is going to be great. I'm going to put this on the website, and then I'll go ahead and I'll send this over to you.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for having me, Alice.
Oh, you're welcome, love. I'll talk to you later. Have a great day.
All right, you as well.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.